The police's primary role, aside from enforcement, is to ensure that the community is safe. And that can also occur when someone is experiencing a mental health crisis. The role of the police is to ensure that those people are safe and they get the assistance that they require from medical professionals.
I am a psychiatric nurse and I've been working CAR 6-7 for the past 11 years. There's a lot of individuals that don't know how to reach out for mental health support. There's a lot of family members that don't know how to manage their loved ones that are going through a mental health crisis. So I believe that the more we're out there and people know that we're around and they know how to reach out for help, and it gives us that opportunity to go in there and help them through that.
Generally, CAR 67 and members of my unit will be called to a mental health crisis by a patrol officer that's already on scene. The patrol officer is looking for more expertise in determining if the criteria for a mental health apprehension is there and met, or if there could be some other outpatient referrals that could be made that would better support the client.
When we go into a mental health crisis situation, my job as the nurse is to 100% focus on the client that is having a crisis. When people are in a mental health crisis, they're often volatile, aggressive, unpredictable. We don't know if they have weapons in the house. We don't know if they have a history of aggression. And a lot of the times when people are in a mental health crisis, that's kind of where their headspace is at. And then once that is determined safe, then I will go in with my police officer, my partner, and my role is to do a mental health assessment. While my partner's job is to maintain safety and make sure that the scene stays secure. I couldn't imagine doing this job without having a police officer with me, because that allows me to give 100% of me to that client, to do that assessment and make sure I'm helping them as best I can. And I have somebody watching me to make sure that I am safe while I do my job.
Well, the CAR 67 program has been here for almost 20 years, and that's a long time for a program to evolve to provide the community with the best service possible. It's also allowed the police to get up to speed with better training and better experiences in dealing with mental health crises.
I have access to history, whether that be in the client's community records or being in their hospital records. I'm able to access that information. I can read doctors' assessments, I can read nursing assessments, and I can actually paint a very good picture of a client and see how many times they've been in and out of hospital, what their challenges are, what makes them go into a crisis if it is something that's repeated, and also what has helped them in the past while looking at these, because they do have care plans as well. And then we can put those into action, trying to help the client manage.
We can provide referrals to a number of partner agencies. They can include for items such as shelter, housing, food, clothing, medical assistance, any number of services that are offered by the community.
More often than not, these people are not in any trouble. These people are in a crisis. And if we do take anybody to the hospital, we are never arresting any individuals. We are apprehending them under the Mental Health Act to take them to the hospital so they can get the further support that they need.
It's very important to remind yourself when someone is yelling at you, throwing things at you, they're not doing it because it makes them feel good. You know, it's because they're at a low point in their life and there's something that's causing them a lot of grief and trauma. And that's part of a trauma-informed practice, is reminding yourself that they're coming from that place. It's important for us as police officers to remember that and be kind, be courteous, show some compassion, and be a professional at all times.
It is an invaluable program because there is a lot of people in the communities all over suffering from mental health issues and not knowing where to turn to and who to ask for help, until it becomes a crisis and 911 has to be called. And then once it gets to that, I think having a nurse come in and help them through that process is invaluable.
The efforts that we're making to build and maintain relationships with the community is paying itself forward, in that it allows people to reach out and ask for help when they need it. And we're really proud of the efforts that we've made to be there when they reach out and ask for that help.